Actually, I think the greatest invention of Bitcoin is not that, it has nothing to do with it being a currency or anything financial. It's actually the blockchain. The blockchain technology, it's a new way of, actually the first ever existing way of reaching distributed consensus. So it's a way for people who are, many people spread across the whole world without a central authority, so they're all peers. They can now, agree on something based on this technology, and that's actually the great innovation that Bitcoin brought in. The currency part is just, as they say, the first app of the blockchain, and there are others now coming. Bitcoin is not just the next PayPal, right? It's much more. It's a currency in itself, and well, the thing that makes it much more is that it's decentralized, and this is based on the blockchain technology that I mentioned. In basis, Bitcoin and PayPal are different things. So I think in the future they might, fill different niches in the markets. They're not. Some of their niches will cover, but not all of it. And I think integration is coming one way or the other. I don't think, I think there will always be people who will want to have centralized services to look after their money. Or not just people, but there will be uses where such usage of money is better, and PayPal does that quite well, right? You don't need Bitcoin for that. But for usages where someone needs to have complete control over the money, Bitcoin will be there. We don't have such solutions before Bitcoin. If you only imagine Bitcoin as a store of value, right? It's not a very good store of value right now because of the volatility. But people use different things for store of value. They could use fiat money, just put it in a bank or put it in in a mattress, or they could use they do use gold, other precious metals. They use real estate, or they could use Bitcoin. And of all of these options, if you imagine a world where everybody uses just one thing, either everybody uses just gold, or just fiat money, or just real estate, or just Bitcoin as a store of value, I think the world where everybody uses Bitcoin has the best store of value of all of those. Obviously, because it's because it has limited quantity, right? That's the main point, I think, with Bitcoin compared to fiat money. You can send fiat money through through the internet using PayPal or Visa or whatever, quite fast. Not as good as Bitcoin, but good enough for most purposes. But fiat money, if you put it in a mattress and wait for 50 years, it's gonna be worthless. Whereas Bitcoin won't, if it gets accepted, of course. Yeah, compared to gold, it's quite obvious. It's not possible to pay someone in China using gold, right now. So that's you can use fiat money for that, or Bitcoin. On the outside, Bitcoin does, I guess, seem like a pyramid scheme, but it's different in this that there are no founders. Bitcoin is completely transparent. It's out there. Everybody can use it freely. So there's no nobody's soliciting. Nobody's there at at the beginning, at the top of the pyramid. Who would be there? There's nobody trying to solicit new people to come in to to invest money. And also, there's no promise of high return, right? If people believe they're going to be high return, it's just their own belief. Nobody's really there's no central founder or whatever trying to sell this to people. And maybe the most importantly, pyramid schemes and they collapse when there are no new investors. And I don't see this happening with Bitcoin. There's no reason for it to collapse. Even if everybody in the world has bought a Bitcoin or a millibitcoin, there's not enough Bitcoin for everybody. There's no reason for it to collapse. Everybody would just start using it, and they would reap the benefits of the network. So they would not lose anything, right? If everybody uses it, the price would stabilize, and even if the price still fluctuates, everybody will still have the benefit of the technology of easier life of because of Bitcoin, because of all the technological benefits that it brings. Yeah, I think Bitcoin is a technology that will really benefit humanity in, not just the rich people, not just the business people and big companies, but also, people who, don't have access to, don't have the options now to, to provide services to other people, to provide products. It will enable, it has the potential to enable people to work and live more fully.